Hey, I'm Andrea.
I'm Lade.
Okay, we're going to make a video about our first year at uni, like our first that doesn't make sense. Wait, record again.
Hi.
Hey, I'm Andrea.
I'm Lade.
We're going to make a video about our first
year
uni experience. Yeah. So we go to Oxford Brookes University. Both do nursing.
And it's in Oxford, if you're going to
if
ask.
anyone
I've had
asks,
people ask me that. Where is Oxford Brookes, though?
Brookes? Yeah, it's in Oxford. So we're going to try to keep this video as, to the point as possible, because the last video we made was, 40 minutes long. So, yeah. Do you want to start first?
Okay. What's the first, bit?
Moving in.
Okay, so, you can't really be, you don't pick who you move in with. You just get shoved in, with a bunch of random people. Yeah. It's really interesting. You get to know people, what they like, what they dislike, and I don't know, when you move in with people, especially when people moved in with me, for the people I live with now, I was kind of, for a couple of them, I was the first black person they experienced.
That was interesting.
So, I'm sure they had a good year. I had a good year too, concept of weave and everything, explain it to them, but obviously we had our ups and downs, we had little disputes and stuff, but it was nothing serious. You have that with everybody, but you don't have to be friends with the people you lived with, but I opted for that option. However...
Well, I would say, number one, I think before people start uni, they're like, oh my gosh, are the people I move in with going to be my best friends, kind of thing. I'd say that is not always the case. Just go there with an open mind and just remember, the people that you're living with, it hasn't been by choice, kind of thing. So you have to try get on with the people you're living with. But I definitely say don't go in there with the mentality of thinking, oh my gosh, these people are going to be my besties, because
you'll be disappointed.
Yeah,
highly disappointed.
And just go there with an open mind. You're going to be living with people that are from different walks of life from you. I don't know, just really different. So yeah, I'd say that. Anything else about moving in?
We took our whole lives with us when we moved in.
You don't need to take everything. I wish someone would have told me that.
Exactly, because half the stuff I brought, I did not use this year, or even be going to where we're living next year, because it was not needed. I
don't know, because you feel you want to pack everything, and then you get there and you're just did I need to bring all of this there? And it's so long, when you're moving back home for summer.
I don't know how I'm gonna do.
You have to bring so much stuff, but let's wait. Clubbing and going out. Freshers week.
Freshers week. Enjoy Freshers week. Yeah. Don't stay at home in your room. Be no. Okay, basically. Okay, so Freshers week is one of those things that's really hyped up. I think that's the main thing people think about when they think of uni. Yeah, and you're right to do so. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Exactly. So for me, I was just I don't want to go out. I'm not really about that life, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, over time, I kind of got out my shell and... started going out more and really enjoyed it.
Your little dance.
Yeah. One thing I would say is just enjoy being young and just having fun, because once you graduate, you're looking for a job, blah blah blah. You can't do as many things as you would be able to do now. Just go out, have fun, meet people,
talk, get talking.
If you stay in your room, what are you gonna do?
Just gonna be a loner. You'll have no friends. You'll regret at the end of the year.
And you meet so many people when you go out, people that you actually stay friends with. So.
For life, it's true. Yeah. You have different sorts of friends, people who you party with, people who you can talk to, people who you can study with. Just lucky some of us got them all in one. But just make sure you branch out. If you're African, not say you just have, or Caribbean, don't just have, you could be white, whatever colour, but join the ACS. You need to join them, because especially coming to a uni like Oxford Brookes, the black community in Oxford is so small. There are black people in Oxford, but it's so small. Everyone knows each other, which is kind of a downfall sometimes.
Yes.
But
everyone knows everyone's business, so keep your head down low.
And they don't have no business for people to be knowing about. But definitely join your ACS if you are people. Join.
But what else is there with going out? But yeah, just have fun and like meet new people, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly. Oh my gosh. We'll probably make another video about this, but we will just say vodka is not your friend.
Yeah.
Like, okay, 2 things. Never drink on an empty stomach. And 2, vodka in moderation. We'll leave it at that for now. Yeah.
And maybe we should leave them to even find out themselves. Some things you have to learn by yourself.
True.
We learn. So.
Exactly. So, yeah. Friendships?
Yeah. Okay, with friendships. Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I think a fear most people have is like, oh, am I going to make friends when I get to uni? Like, people going to like me, blah, blah, blah. And in the beginning, like, you make so many friends, especially during Freshers Week. It's like everyone's your best friend.
Friends.
Yeah, friends. And then later on down the year, well, not even down the year, a few months, you realise,
few weeks, they just fall off one by one.
two by two. Like, you realise, okay, these friends, these besties I was going to have, who I thought I'd have, are just acquaintances. And, like,
some you'll just never talk to again.
Yeah,
just accept. Yeah.
I think in a nutshell, one thing that it sounds cliche, but it's better to have one true friend, than like loads of other friends, if that makes sense. Like, you need at least one person who, you know, has your back and know that, like, throughout anything you might go through, like, they've got you, kind of thing.
For real. And keep your clique tight and small. Like, we have a very small clique. There's like 4 of us, and we know that we have each other's back, but then obviously you have your bestie, and then you just have people that are okay. Like, I know not to tell my business,
to certain people. like Nade said, like, you have your friends that you go out with, like, you know that, okay, what's the motive on Friday? Let me holler at this person because they will know. You have your friends that, like, you study with because you just want to do well, get that first class.
That's right.
Or 2-1. Yeah. You have your friends that, like, just for different things, and you have the friends that like to gossip. I'm not really involved in them ones there. But you just, like, listen, like, oh, is it?
And sometimes they don't even say, is it? That could be held against you, you know? So, now, whim. just keep it whim, like that.
But, like, I would say just be yourself. Like, the people who were meant to be your friends will see you and, like you regardless.
It's true. Don't change who you are for anybody.
Because I've seen that, I don't know, people come to uni and they act a different way. Like, you didn't know them prior to them being at uni, but you know, like, that's not how they normally act.
Because people who knew them beforehand will just be like,
like, that's not how they are. Like, don't change who you are. Like, don't feel the need to reinvent yourself as well. Like, obviously at uni, you'll learn about yourself, you'll grow as a person, you'll mature and stuff, hopefully. But don't feel the need to, like, oh my gosh, I'm in a new environment, I've got to be, like, this new person. Like, just be yourself and... keep your clique small.
Yeah, and like the friends that you were friends with back home, like obviously there was like some you'll have, like, if you're truly friends, there'll be no reason why you can't stay in touch, can't keep contact. But at the same time, don't come to uni thinking, okay, I'm not gonna make any friends, because you're on your own, you know. For real. Because the friends back home are making friends, enjoying themselves, and they're making friends as well. Exactly. So don't be like, I'm gonna be. Don't be closed-minded in general, like, basically. And then you'll also find that people back home, you will stop being friends with certain people as well, because they'll just be like, they'll come out with the classic line, you've changed. Changed in what sense, please? Is it because I grew up and you didn't, sort of thing?
Ooh,
tell him. Like, don't let people kind of, I don't know, like, sometimes when people see you're progressing and they're not, they sometimes get a bit bitter about it.
Don't be bitter.
Be better. Because like, it's just not the way to just ignore it, shrug it off. It's not a thing. Like, I just learned not to dwell with my past anymore. Just kind of keep things moving. Yeah,
so that's about it with friendships. Just, like, with friendships as well, have an open mind. And, like, one thing that I had to learn to do was, like, not be judgmental. Like, I'm so glad for, like, some of the experiences I've been through at uni, because it's made me more human, kind of thing, and realise that everyone is on a journey, kind of thing. Everyone has their struggles. Like, just be kind to people. Like, you don't know what struggles people are going through. Just don't judge people.
And they all come out on drunken nights out.
Drunken nights. You will find out about people's life stories. Like, it's funny, but like, and just try not to have beef with anyone. Like, luckily we haven't had any, like, drama in that regards, but Yeah.
Just keep it moving. Like, you don't need all of that. Like, how old are you now? You're at least
Exactly.
18 when you enter. So.
Exactly, at least. So, yeah. Guys
So,
in relationships.
isn't it? That's what everyone's been waiting for.
You can start.
Why me? Okay.
I said so.
It's been a very eventful year. Like, I've learned a lot about myself as a person. With the whole guys and relationships thing, it's not by force. Like, sometimes people will make you feel like it's by force, and it's really not. You shouldn't change for a guy at all. Shouldn't really ever compromise for a guy. Now, obviously, sometimes you need to meet in the middle when you're trying to be like, what's the word? Not even diplomatic. It's not politics. But when you sometimes you need to, like, compromise. Like, you need to try and, like, meet each other in the middle. But if it's something like you're strong against, don't let a guy break you down. Yeah. Don't feel like you have to be with a guy to make you happy. Like, I learned that. Like, guys are cool, like, to have as friends as well. But I learned a lot of relationship this year. It's not everybody that gives you attention that you receive that attention.
Sometimes just smiling, like, oh, thanks. So you don't have to run
just
with
keep it cute, like, oh, really? You think that about me? Thanks. And bye. Yeah, just, like, some guys are really smart in the way they play their game. Smart. So you just have to kind of wisen up. Sometimes you actually need to go for it to learn yourself. Definitely. Like, people, like, you know when people are telling you,
and you don't want to
listen, and you crash and burn. Yeah. Sometimes you need to crash and burn, you know, like, I think I needed to crash and burn sometimes to be like, sit up and be like, okay, yes, I need to not, like, go back down that lane anymore. But overall, it's been a decent year. I don't think, in terms of meeting our husband, you know how people say they meet their husbands at uni?
All these aunties, I think it's a big myth,
well,
you know? You will meet your husband
at uni. Have you met your husband yet? I don't think my husband, unless I've not met him, but in Oxford Brooks itself, maybe man's like chilling somewhere pod Oxford because it's not in Brooks. Or maybe we just haven't met yet because... Yeah, I don't think I've met every single black person in Brooks. Not that I'm just marrying black people, you know. I'm not being
all colours of the rainbow.
But I'm just like, I don't think it's not by force that you'll meet your husband in uni. Sometimes you can meet anywhere. You can meet at the bus stop. When you're waiting for that 30-minute bus. When you're waiting for that 30-minute bus, you don't know what happens in 30 minutes. It's not like that, but still.
Like, one thing I learned, I think a major thing I learned about guys is that guys at uni, they're not really looking for relationships. Like, at that age, like 18, 19, 20, 21, like, they're at uni.
They want to play. You're their toy.
And I feel like at that age, guys are kind of like, okay, we've loads of girls, they just want to mess around so they can get it out their system. But, like, don't be the girl that they mess around with. Like, that's one thing I've, like, learned majorly. Like, be the girl that they go to when it's time to settle down kind of thing. Like, don't be the girl they mess around with. Yeah.
Because, trust, you do not want to be that girl. Like, you don't want to be, like,
you don't want to have a rep
for real. The man will be like, you beat that girl. Fam, I beat her last night, though, still. Just the London in me coming out, but still, Yeah,
just... It's like Lade said, it's not by force to be in a relationship. Just be you, like, be happy, single. Like, if you're not, like that quote says, like, if you're not happy, single, like, how are you going to be happy in a relationship?
But at the same time...
No. But no, I want to about this dictionary.
Yeah.
See,
she can read my mind. How did she know that's what I was going to say?
Basically, listen.
All right.
No, listen. Okay, so like...
Story, innit?
Okay, so it's not by force relationship. This whole, you're gonna find your husband. Like, if you find your husband, fine, but don't go into uni with that mentality of like, oh my gosh, like, where's my husband? Like, is he at the library? Like, is he at the coffee shop? Like, oh my gosh, like,
we type in your like,
and type in, I'm like, he's preying me. Is that the hubby? Like, just, I don't know how to explain it. Just, you're at an age. We're at an age where you're finding yourself, you're growing as a person. Like, don't be so caught up in, oh my gosh, like, being in a relationship.
But at the same time...
But at the same time... No, I don't... Nah, you say it, innit?
It's better to come from me because this guy's still a bit about it. Basically, do not close your eyes to everybody, or close your ears, or like to every guy that comes around. If a guy says hello to you, don't be like, listen, I don't want a man.
You don't need to be like that.
Don't be like that, because that's how they will all run. And then eventually when you're like 40, you'll be like, why God now? You do not give me husbands. Because man probably dropped like 30 men in the batch, but you were there just like, sorry, but I have a boyfriend though, even though you fully don't.
I used to drop that line all the time.
Sometimes it's needed, I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes you get them 50-year-old uncles that are moving to you, and you just need to like remind them that how's the wifey and kids doing at home. But
don't be, in the words of a Londoner, stush. Like, I don't know, I used to drop that whole like, I have a boyfriend line when I clearly didn't. Like, it's really bad. And then it made me realise, remember, I missed out on it, like, a kind of
buff. He
was
a
really
nice person
guy
as well.
But that was kind of out of shiny spot. But that's another story. But you don't meet in the middle.
Yeah, like just be nice. Like
you don't need to be like, don't talk to me, like, nah.
Because then they won't talk to you, and then like how many years down the line when you're crying for why there's nobody is coming to you, why you're living with like demonic cats, like, and them dogs that have rabies, I will just sit there and I won't even like sympathize with you, because from these times I was telling you before, not you, babes.
I know.
Like, don't worry.
She means me.
I fully don't, you know, because you're not even like that anymore. But still, back in that day, back in the day, I'm raw. Like, I don't know about you.
It's funny because I've learned more of my life lessons, I guess, in the second semester of uni.
Second semester.
So much has happened.
January till now.
Yeah, it's been a really good semester. Yeah,
so good.
We've actually enjoyed.
Met so many new people.
Yeah, just like in summary, or should we about like finding a church and stuff? Really good. Okay, quick thing.
Time,
I don't know how long we can record. All right, let's. Okay, last point before we summarize is finding a church. This is for our Christians out there. So prior to you being at uni, you might go to church with your own accord or go with your family and stuff. But when you come to uni, it's literally like you and God. Like, you're not going to church because your mum and dad have told you to. Like, you're making the decision to carry on with your walk. And so, like, finding a church, a solid church, a, like, church that preaches the gospel in truth. Like, none of these... like a solid church where you can grow and mature.
For real. Like, I used to go to an African church. See, I grew up in an African church setting, so I'm not like slandering them off, but it's just a thing. Like, I just felt like when I started going to the one when I came here, I wasn't growing. So like, I'm not gonna deceive myself and stay in a church where I'm not growing. Like, what church you used to go to before? You don't have to say names, but you know what I mean. Like, what sort of church? Like, it wasn't just.
In Oxford? Yeah, like, it just wasn't for me, like, but one thing I would say about finding a church is that luckily we're blessed in Oxford because there's so many churches, albeit not all of them are good, but there's a wide selection, so I would definitely say like try it out. I'm not saying that every Sunday for the next 6 months you should be going to a different church, but just try a couple out and like compare it.
Yeah, like we just stumbled across our current church here.
Give a shout out.
Yeah, shout out CLC. CLC. That's it. That is our church. Like, do you know how much I have grown since I started going there?
It's such a blessing, that church.
Such a blessing. Like, the people, the pastor, the youth.
Really,
like, I feel loved. It's a massive church, but at the same time, I feel like it's a family.
Yeah, like you will go there for the first time and you'll be welcomed by so many people, and they preach the word.
And it's multicultural. None of this entire like Nigerian.
But so definitely try out a couple. Like, you'll know if it like bangs with your spirit or not, and definitely
you'll know if you're growing as well.
Yeah, and pray for discernment as well. Like, you can't do this on your own. Like, ask God, like, show me like where you want me to go and where you want me to be.
Pave me the way, Father.
Exactly.
Tell him one after the
one Hannah. Okay, so to summarize.
Yeah, it's been an amazing year. Some people are leaving today.
I'm leaving today!
Right now, after this video has been cut, she's leaving.
I think we should make another video about our course as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
Quick, like, thing though. No, we'll do it in another video.
No, I think we should say it quickly.
Okay, we do adult nursing, like, nursing's one of those things where you shouldn't go into it for like status or like because the NHS pay for your course. It's one of those
if you don't like it, you'll drop out. Do you know how many people have dropped out of our course?
Yeah. Placement is not easy, by the way.
For real, like,
but you'll get through it.
Exactly, like